Okay, Alex? I want you to think about a place that smells like cardboard and glue, where you have to weigh your personal belongings on a tiny metal scale, and where a single wrong word on a piece of paper can cause an international incident.
Oh, wow. That is a very specific and stressful description. But I know exactly what you're talking about. The post office.
The post office? Yes. Specifically, trying to ship a package to another country in a second language.
Oh, that is a special kind of nightmare. On a scale of 1 to 10, my anxiety when I have to stand at the post office counter is easily a 9. Maybe a 10 if the line behind me is full of people holding giant boxes and staring at the back of my head.
A 10? That is incredibly high. You are an intelligent, capable adult? You manage complex software projects? But a roll of packing tape and a customs form make you want to abandon your box and run out the door?
It is not just the tape, Sophia. It is the bureaucracy. In my native language, I know how to navigate the postal system. I know the forms. I know the rules. But in English, the post office feels like a government interrogation room. They ask you questions that make you feel like you're smuggling something illegal.
I completely understand that. Shipping a package internationally is stressful even for native speakers. There are so many specific rules, strange categories, and unfamiliar vocabulary.
Exactly. And there is this unspoken pressure to be fast and efficient. The clerk is looking at you. The scale is blinking. And you're trying to remember if a jar of homemade jam counts as a liquid or an agricultural product.
Laughs. The jam dilemma. That is a very real postal crisis.
It is. I had a terrible, terrible experience with this a few months ago. My brother had just moved to the UK for a new job, and he was feeling a bit homesick. So, I decided to send him a care package.
Oh, I love that. A care package. That is such a sweet, thoughtful gesture. What did you put in it?
I put in all his favorite things from home. Some local snacks, a bag of very specific coffee that he loves, a homemade jar of strawberry jam from my neighbor, and a funny coffee mug I bought him. I packed it all in a sturdy cardboard box, taped it up, and took it to the main post office downtown.
Okay. Setting the scene. You are feeling proud. You are being a good brother. And you're ready to send a little piece of home across the ocean.
Exactly. I get to the counter. The clerk is this very serious woman who looks like she has been working there since the invention of the stamp. She weighs the box, types something into her computer, and then slides a long, yellow piece of paper across the counter. She says, "Since this is international, you need to fill out a customs declaration." What are you declaring?
Okay? Customs declaration is a very standard postal term. But I can already tell your brain went somewhere else.
It did. I knew the word declare, but in my head, I only knew it from movies or history. Like, I declare my love for you, or we declare independence. I thought declare meant to make a formal, emotional statement about the package.
Oh no! Alex, please tell me you did not make an emotional declaration to the postal clerk.
I did. I wanted to be polite and show her how much this package meant. So, I looked her right in the eye, placed my hand on the box, and said, very sincerely, "I declare that this package is full of love. and I hope it brings him great joy in his new home.
Bursts into laughter. I am losing my mind. I'm actually crying. You made a romantic declaration to a box of jam.
I did, with total, sincere brotherly love. I declare it is full of love.
What did the serious clerk do?
She stopped typing. She slowly looked up from her screen. She looked at my hand on the box, then up at my face. And she said, very flatly, "Sir, I need to know if there is any meat, fruit, or soil in the box. The customs agents do not care about your feelings."
Wiping away tears. The customs agents do not care about your feelings. That is the most brutally honest thing a postal worker has ever said.
I wanted the floor to open up and swallow me and my box of love. I just turned bright red and said, "Ah, yes, there is strawberry jam. Is jam a fruit? Or is it a liquid? It is both. It is a fruit liquid."
I cannot breathe. A fruit liquid. You were trying to solve a philosophical jam crisis at the post office.
She just sighed, checked a box on her form, and said, "I am marking it as preserved food. Sign here." I signed it so fast, I almost tore the paper.
Okay. First of all, that is a hilarious story. Second of all, I promise you, that clerk probably went on her lunch break and told her coworkers. You won't believe the guy who declared his love to a cardboard box.
I know, it is humiliating, but it highlights a real problem. When we are in a formal, bureaucratic environment, our brains panic and apply the most dramatic definition of a word we know.
That is completely normal. A customs declaration is just an official list of the physical items inside the package. So the receiving country knows what is crossing their border and can apply any necessary taxes or safety checks. It has nothing to do with your emotional state.
Logically, I know that now. But in the moment, the post office feels so intimidating. It is full of signs warning you about hazardous materials and prohibited items. You feel like you are one mistake away from going to postal jail.
Laughs postal jail. I'm pretty sure that is just a room full of undelivered magazines. But I get your point. The vocabulary is very legal and very strict. Let's demystify some of this for our listeners. Because shipping things is a part of life. And you need the right toolkit.
Please, give me the toolkit. How do I fill out a customs form without sounding like I'm writing a love letter?
Okay. The most important words on a customs form are the categories of items. You will usually see words like merchandise if you are selling something, gift if it is a present, or personal effects if it is just your own stuff.
Personal effects. I always thought that meant the package was emotionally affecting me.
Laughs. No. Personal effects just means your personal belongings. Like clothes, books, or things you use every day. And then, they will ask about the contents. You need to be specific, but simple. Instead of fruit liquid, you just write preserved fruit or strawberry jam.
Preserved fruit. That sounds very professional. What about the coffee?
Roasted coffee beans or ground coffee. And the mug? Ceramic drinkware. You do not need to be poetic. You just need to be factual.
Factual. I can do factual. But Sophia, There is another part of the post office experience that terrifies me even more than the customs form.
Oh no. What is it?
The packing materials, specifically, the plastic stuff with the air bubbles.
Ah! Bubble wrap. The greatest stress. Relief invention of the modern era.
Yes, but I never know how to ask for it. The first time I went to the post office to buy supplies, I walked up to the counter and said, "Excuse me, do you sell the plastic with the air bubbles that you pop when you're stressed?"
Laughs. That is actually a beautiful, poetic description of bubble wrap.
I thought so, but the clerk just stared at me and said, "You mean bubble wrap?" Aisle 3. I felt so silly. I thought bubble wrap was just a brand name, like Kleenex, and I was supposed to ask for the generic term, like air. Cushioning sheet.
Air. Cushioning sheet is technically correct, but nobody says that. Everyone just says bubble wrap. And honestly, asking for the plastic you pop when you're stressed is a fantastic way to describe it, if you ever forget the name.
That makes me feel better. But what about the tape? I always buy the cheap tape, and then the box starts opening in the middle of the sorting facility.
Ah, the tragic open box. You need packing tape or shipping tape. It is much thicker and stickier than regular Scotch tape or office tape. If you ask for heavy duty packing tape, they will point you to the right aisle.
Heavy. Duty packing tape. Got it. No more open boxes. But Sophia, I have to be honest. All of this post-office anxiety, it is deeply tied to a feeling of connection.
I hear you. Say more about that.
Well, when you send a care package, you are trying to bridge a physical distance. You are trying to send a piece of your world to someone you miss. And the post office, with its cold scales and strict forms, feels like it is trying to stop that connection. You are just trying to send some love, and they are asking you if the jam is a biohazard.
That is such a profound and beautiful way to look at it. The bureaucracy of shipping clashes with the emotion of sending. You are doing something deeply human. Caring for someone far away, and you are forced to navigate a cold legal system to do it.
Exactly. And when you add the language barrier, it feels like the system is actively rejecting your attempt to connect. You feel like, I just want to send my brother some coffee. Why are you making me feel like a criminal?
I completely understand. But Alex, I want to reframe this for you. The customs agents and the postal workers are not trying to stop your connection. They are just trying to keep the global supply chain safe. And the fact that you are willing to navigate this frustrating, confusing system just to send your brother a jar of jam? That is the ultimate proof of your love.
That is a really nice way to look at it. The effort is the message.
Exactly. The fact that you stood there, endured the fruit liquid interrogation, and paid the international shipping fees. Your brother is going to feel all of that effort when he opens the box.
I hope so. He did call me when it arrived, and he said the jam survived. Although he did ask why I wrote fruit liquid, handle with emotional care, on the customs form.
Laughs, you wrote that on the form?
I panicked. She told me to write a description, and my brain was still stuck on the emotional declaration.
Oh, Alex, that is top tier comedy. I'm sure the UK customs agent was very touched by your emotional fruit liquid.
I am never living it down. But it did teach me a valuable lesson about context. Declare means something very different in a courtroom, a romantic comedy, and a post office.
It really does. Now, since we are on the topic of shipping and the pressure of the postal counter, I want to try something with you. A little role play.
Oh no. I knew this was coming. My imaginary box is already taped up.
It will be fun. I promise. And it is great practice. I am going to be the serious, efficient postal clerk. You're going to bring a box to the counter. Ask for the right packing materials. And fill out the customs form without making any emotional declarations. Ready?
Okay. I am ready. No love letters. Just facts.
Perfect. Shifts posture. Adopts a brisk, professional, slightly bored voice. Next in line. Please. Hi. Are you shipping this today?
Clears throat. Speaks calmly. Hi. Yes. I would like to ship this box to Canada. But before we weigh it, could I buy a roll of heavy-duty packing tape and some bubble wrap?
Sure. Tape is on the end cap. Bubble wrap is in aisle 3. Go grab it and I'll put your box on the scale.
Pretends to walk and return. Okay. I have the tape. The box is on the scale. It is a gift for my brother.
All right. It's 4 pounds. Since it's international. I need you to fill out this customs declaration. Just list the items and their value.
Takes a deep breath. Uses the technique. Okay. I have written ceramic drinkware for the mug, and roasted coffee beans for the coffee. And for the jam, I wrote preserved fruit. The total value is about $40.
Breaks character. Smiling widely. Oh. Alex, that was absolutely flawless.
Really? It felt a little bit robotic, but I was trying to be precise.
It was perfect. You asked for the exact right materials. Heavy. Duty packing tape. Bubble wrap. You identified the shipment type. A gift. And your customs descriptions were factual, clear, and completely devoid of emotional declarations. You sounded like a seasoned international shipper.
It feels much safer to have a script like that. When I'm nervous, I either explain. He is very sad in Canada. Please let the jam through, or I just freeze and hand them a blank form.
And both of those extremes just slow down the line. The factual, direct approach keeps you moving, keeps the clerk happy, and gets your package on the truck.
I am definitely writing preserved fruit on a sticky note for next time. But Sophia, what about when the package actually arrives? Or rather, when it doesn't arrive?
Ah, the dreaded lost package.
Yes. I once sent a very important document to a client, and the tracking information just stopped updating. It said in transit to sorting facility for 3 weeks. I called the post office, and I did not know how to ask them to find it. I just said, my box is lost in the void. Please send a search party.
Laughs, lost in the void. That is incredibly dramatic, but also highly accurate for the postal system.
The customer service rep just sighed and said, Sir, I can open a trace request, but you need the tracking number.
Open a trace request. That is the exact right terminology. If a package is lost or stuck, you ask them to open a trace or initiate a trace.
Initiate a trace. That sounds very official. Like I'm launching a missile to find my box.
Laughs. It kind of feels like that when you are desperate. And the tracking number is your most important piece of evidence. Always get a receipt with the tracking number when you drop something off.
I always get the receipt, but I always lose it. I put it in my pocket, and then it goes through the washing machine, and suddenly my tracking number is just a blurry blue smudge on a piece of wet paper.
Oh, the laundry tragedy. We have all been there. Pro tip: take a picture of the receipt with your phone the second you walk out of the post office.
That is genius. Why did I never think of that? A digital backup of the postal receipt.
It saves so much panic later. Now, let's talk about the other side of the equation. Receiving a package.
Oh, the delivery slip. The little piece of paper they leave on your door when you are not home.
Yes, the sorry we missed you slip.
I hate that slip. It always says, "We attempted delivery at 10:14 a.m." And I think, I was in the shower. Why did you not knock louder? Why did you not wait?
Laughs. The postal workers are not going to wait in the rain while you finish your shower. Alex. But that slip usually gives you options. It will say hold for pickup or schedule redelivery.
Schedule redelivery. I always thought that meant I had to go to the post office and negotiate a new time with the manager.
No. You can usually just do it online or call a number. But if you do have to go to the post office to pick it up, the phrase you use is, I am here to pick up a held package.
Pick up a held package. That is very clear. What if the box is damaged when it arrives? Like, it looks like it was dropped from an airplane?
Oh, the crushed box. If it is damaged, you can file a damage claim, especially if you paid for insurance.
Insurance. That is another word that confused me. When the clerk asked, "Do you want to insure it?" I thought she meant, "Do you want to make sure the box feels confident about its journey?"
Laughs. Make sure the box feels confident. Alex, that is beautiful. But no. Insure means to buy financial protection. If the post office loses it or destroys it, they will pay you back the value of the items.
Ah, financial protection. That makes much more sense. I always say, "No thank you. The box is very brave." And she just stares at me.
I am sure she does. But you know, Alex, this entire conversation really highlights something important about the language learning journey. We focus so much on the big milestones, but the real magic happens in these tiny, bureaucratic, everyday moments.
The tiny moments.
Yes. The moment you confidently ask for bubble wrap. The moment you realize declare means listing jam, not listing your feelings. The moment you take a photo of your receipt so it doesn't die in the washing machine. Those are the moments where you are actually living the language. You are navigating the systems of a new culture.
That is a really beautiful way to look at it. I usually just think of those moments as embarrassing failures. but they are actually proof that I am participating in the world.
Exactly. Every awkward question is a victory. Every misunderstood form is a lesson learned. You are building your confidence, one cardboard box at a time.
One cardboard box at a time. I like that. I'm going to write that on the side of my next care package.
Please do. Just make sure you use the heavy duty packing tape so it doesn't fall off in transit.
Laughs deal. Now, since we are experts on postal survival, I want to do a quick rapid fire scenario game. Post Office Edition. I will give you a situation, and you give me your immediate, natural response. No overthinking.
Oh, I am ready. My imaginary scale is calibrated. Hit me.
Scenario 1. You are at the counter, and the clerk asks, "Do you want to send this priority or ground?" But you do not know the difference.
I would say, could you explain the difference in price and delivery time between the two?
Perfect. Direct and asks for the exact information you need. Scenario 2. You need to mail a letter, but you do not have a stamp, and the line is out the door.
I would walk up to the self-service kiosk, or if there is a separate drop box, I would just ask someone, "Excuse me, do you know where I can buy a single stamp without waiting in the main line?"
Excellent. Polite and resourceful. Scenario 3. You are filling out the customs form, and you cannot remember the English word for the specific wooden carving you are sending.
I would write wooden decorative item or handmade wooden craft.
Yes, descriptive and factual. The customs agent does not need to know it is a hand-carved artisanal spoon. Scenario 4. You finally hand over the package, pay the postage, and the clerk hands you the receipt.
I would say, "Thank you. Have a great day." And then immediately take a picture of the receipt with my phone before I walk out of the door.
Gasps, Sophia. That is a perfect, emotionally intelligent, and highly practical response. You secured the tracking number and protected yourself from the washing machine tragedy. That is C1 level life management right there.
Laughs. Thank you. I have lost too many receipts to the laundry to ever make that mistake again.
I am definitely adopting the receipt. Photo habit? Thank you, Sophia. This conversation was exactly what I needed. I feel so much more confident about walking into the post office and not feeling like an alien trying to smuggle fruit liquid.
I am so glad to hear that, Alex. And to all our listeners out there, if you feel anxious about shipping packages or navigating the post office in English, remember this. It is okay to ask for clarification. It is okay to use simple descriptions. And you never, ever need to declare your love to a cardboard box.
And if the clerk asks if you want bubble wrap, just remember they are offering you plastic, not a therapy session.
Exactly. We will see you all next time. Keep your boxes taped, your receipts photographed, and bye, Alex.
Bye. Sophia?